boy. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and T-Roy. What up, T?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a rough one.
Yeah, you look great today.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Do I?
Yeah, you got that glow.
Well, this was a gift from a dear friend of mine. We don't need to name names.
That's a good-looking shirt.
It is. It's awesome.
It's very
Love
flattering.
it. Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, I feel like my eyes are like swollen shut almost. I'm stuffed up. I've been all of a sudden in the last hour and a half.
Yeah.
My nose just started running. It's not like I was rolling around in the grass, which would absolutely set my allergies off. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm just like in like a weird fucking,
Welcome to the world of allergies.
Yeah, no, they hit me every year.
They kick my
I get it.
ass.
Yeah.
And for no reason. Just,
Yeah.
They can be. Mine are so weird, especially around here. Like, I'll be fine all day. And
Yeah.
then as soon as I go to, like, lay down and go to bed,
Yeah.
I can't breathe. I get totally stuffed up.
Dude, there was a stretch, and I started to think there was something on my microphone, like there was some fungus growing on my microphone.
Yeah.
Like I'd be fine 100% all day, no problem. I'd come down here and start talking, and then my fucking face would just explode.
Yeah.
Start running nose and everything, and it was like,
Allergic to work.
what is going? Yeah, right. What is going on here? Because it happened like all these days in a row, and I just felt like such an asshole. Like, dude, get it together.
Right.
Clear up your fucking allergies. But it was like 100% all day. Come downstairs,
And then,
and then here it goes. And today I've been fine all day, absolutely fine, outside of my back pain. But other than that, I've been fine. And an hour ago, all of a sudden, my nose is running. I feel stuffed up. My eyes are puffy. It's just it's if it's not one thing, it's another, right?
Something Cece got into. She got into the poison ivy yesterday. Maybe she brought a little cottonwood or something in here.
Her belly's doing much better.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah,
Been lathering her up with some stuff, or is
No.
it just a?
They gave her a
pill?
shot yesterday, and then they gave her some meds, like 2 meds that she takes in the morning and the evening. And
All right.
so I called her downstairs this morning. I made her sit, lay down, and then I rolled her over and I checked her belly, and it was the pink. It was like fucking fire engine red yesterday, and it's like a much subtler pink. So she's got to be it's
Getting
going
up.
down.
It's on the mend.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah, it is good to know.
Yeah, you sound good.
Fuck. Hey man,
I feel you. I've had my days, no doubt.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing the best I can.
Try to read like this, and I can't.
Read like this. You find yourself having to blow your nose halfway through it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Here we are.
Yeah, we are, and it's winding down the week. We got NFL football tomorrow. I'm excited.
I know.
Good game. Bills Rams in L.A.
Yeah.
You missed Hard Knocks last night.
I did. Yeah, that's past my bedtime.
Fantastic. I know. 10 o'clock at night. Come on, HBO.
Normally, I'd like to, I come home on today and I can watch it real quick before the show, but we had to do an early one today. So.
Yeah, I got PT tonight, so.
I'll sneak it in while you're gone.
Yeah, it's great.
Is it?
Slim Shady makes an appearance.
I heard that.
Yeah, it's fucking great. It's man, that's got to be a tough gig when you work with these kids for 5 weeks in training camp. Every minute of the day you're together, and then you got to cut half of them.
Yeah.
And I don't care what Hard Knocks you watch over the 22 years or whatever they've done it. It sucks when you got to break the news to guys on the bubble, guys on the fence that maybe should make it, but on any other team they would. But on this case, it's like we pick this guy over that guy. And you can just tell it crushes these guys.
Oh, yeah.
The coaches, I mean.
Yeah.
It crushes the coaches.
Especially this staff, because being all ex-players, like they know they've been
exactly.
There. Most
and
of
they
them
talk
probably
about
haven't
that.
been cut, a day in their lives. These guys.
Yeah.
But eventually,
I bet Dan Campbell has. I mean, he played a lot of seasons in the NFL, but he bounced around a ton.
Yeah, he did.
He was a Saint, a Cowboy, a Lion.
Yeah.
Giants.
Yep.
Yeah. So he definitely got cut from some rosters.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're talking about Deuce Staley or Aaron Glenn, probably not. Mark Brunell.
Right.
I
mean, eventually, I guess, the Antoine Randall L's of the world. I mean, eventually, you either retire or you get cut. That's basically how it works.
Yeah.
You either retire on your own or you don't make a roster.
I tell you what, though, it's fired me up for the season. I'm back on board.
All
Team's
right.
going to the fucking Super Bowl, T. I'm telling you.
No, they are not.
They've got all the grit and heart in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If only all you needed was grit.
Yeah. You know what? They're doing their best with what they have. You're stuck playing with what's left in your cupboards as you build
Exactly
more pieces. And it just feels like they're building in the right way. It feels like that to a lot of people.
I agree. They are building, but they're not built.
Yes. It's going to be a fun year. I mean, there's the end of the episode. They're asking everyone, well, the Detroit Lions for 2022 are, and Dan Campbell pauses for 2 minutes straight, camera on him for 2 fucking straight minutes,
coming up for a word,
pondering it, and I'll let you watch it. But yeah, you're just like, yeah. Fucking yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl. I'm buying the propaganda tea. I don't like it, but I can't help it. I'm a sucker for a good story. The Lions presented a good story.
Yeah,
with what they're doing and
heart, man. That's all I want. I want to see guys play.
Yeah,
with heart. I want to see them compete. I want to see
like
them not make stupid mistakes. The penalties that kill you over and over. I want to see a disciplined team.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely okay with losing, and we've said it before. But I wish they would lose every single game this year.
Yeah,
not beyond this year, but this season, or at least lose 15 of them.
Yeah,
so that they're in the top 3 picks again this year.
I think part of the reason so much of the country, and this could be a wild thought, but I feel like so much of the country, if you look on Twitter, it's not even debated. Like Green Bay fans or Chicago fans, like fuck Detroit, blah, blah. Like everybody's rooting for this team.
Yeah,
they're getting great publicity.
Seems like it. Yeah,
and I think this country is so desperate to believe in something with as many things that feel so out of sync and like you can't believe in it anymore.
Yep.
Whether it's your government officials, law enforcement officials, school systems, like nothing seems to be right now.
Right.
None of it. And it's like you're desperate. Give me some honesty. Give me some integrity. Give me your word and have it mean something. And it feels like this Lions team, whether they win one game or go to the Super Bowl, is almost irrelevant.
Agreed.
They believe it.
Yep.
And it makes you want to believe in them.
Yeah. The problem is if they do lose every game, then they stop believing.
Right.
Yeah. You have to show progress.
They're not going to do that. That team had absolutely nothing last year.
Yep.
Nothing. And that last, I don't know what it was, 4, 5, 6 games of the year, changed everything. I thought they were going to go 0-16 or 0-17. And by the last few weeks of the year, it was like, oh, shit. And you almost saw it in week 1 against the Niners when they were down 24 points with 2 minutes to go in that game.
And came back and
made it a fucking one possession.
Because they had
almost won that game.
Most of their losses were one possession losses too.
Right.
Last year,
64-yard field goal to lose it at the. I mean, dude,
Baltimore. Yeah, there was a lot of things that went against them.
Yeah.
But all that being said, that parlays into the number 2 pick and Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And it only takes a few players like that, the real impact players on your squad, to really change things around.
Case in point, number 1 jersey that the Lions are selling right now. Hutchinson.
Yeah, I believe that.
What's number 2?
Oh, what's number 2 right now?
Yeah. Number 2, top selling Lions jersey.
Barry.
No.
Oh, it's a current at least?
Could be anyone.
Okay.
Could be Herman Moore. Could be William Gay.
Megatron?
Billy Sims. No.
Stafford?
Rodrigo.
Oh, okay.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
6th round draft pick. You start getting talent in the 6th round, and he's the number 2 selling jersey to the number 2 pick in the fucking draft.
Now that's hoopla that's Hard Knocks. If it wasn't for Hard Knocks, that wouldn't be happening.
I think you'd see it soon enough on the field. High CC.
Maybe. But that's just.
That made me excited, though. I was like, dude, that means people are paying attention and they're fucking buying in.
This is the first. The game's already sold out for Philly, and they have standing room only seats going on sale. And this is the first standing room only non-Thanksgiving game since 2017.
Really?
Yeah, that they've sold standing room only.
For which game?
For the opening game against Philly.
Oh, against Philly. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying it was sold out for Philly, and then they've only got standing room.
No, the game's already sold out, but then they're going to sell some standing room only tickets.
Wow.
And if I read it right, it was the only, because they do it for Thanksgiving just about every year. Because that game sells out, and it's a big deal.
Right.
But, so the only non-Thanksgiving game that they've had sellouts, but they haven't actually sold standing room only tickets to since 2017.
Yeah.
And that says a lot too.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what was going on in 17.
I
mean, it would have been a Stafford year. Was Megatron gone by then?
No, I think he was 17. That's close.
Close.
Yeah, not sure.
Anyway, not to dump a bunch of sports on people, but it's exciting going into
NFL season.
NFL season. You and I are huge fans. I mean, it is what it is. So,
yep.
Switching gears drastically, though.
Okay.
I think I know how you feel, but how do we feel about AOC?
Well, I have mixed feelings about AOC. Yes.
As do I.
Yes. I have. Yes. I love and hate her at the same time.
Yeah. Here's what it is. I would normally give my opinion and be like, yeah, man, she's fucking hot, whatever. But she knows that, and she knows white men in America want to bang her.
Yeah.
And so that makes me not want to admit that.
It's fine. I don't care. I still despise her.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
She's an absolute moron.
Yeah. Sandy. She
A couple cocktails, closing time.
you wouldn't even need a couple cocktails. Who are you kidding?
I know. She
Stop
looks pretty
lying.
good. She looks good.
She's great. Yeah, she's engaged now. Good for her. But she's giving an interview to GQ magazine. Why is she the cover and interview in GQ magazine? It's Gentleman's Quarterly. Like what?
Because she's hooked.
Because she's hooked. Is that it?
Gotta be. That's my.
She is.
All right, I'm not gonna say like hot. She's above average for
She's
a
pretty
politician.
Yeah. Tulsi still wins out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
She
Tudor stepping up, giving her a run.
Tudor. Yeah, I can't get over Tudor's abortion.
I understand.
stand.
Again, listen,
It's
there's a
just-
love and hate thing. You got to be able to separate.
I mean, if I knocked up Tudor, or say I'm dating Tudor Dixon, and some asshole grabs her on the street, rapes her, and knocks her up,
Yeah.
she's keeping that baby.
Yep.
And now now I'm in the mix raising this rapist baby. Like,
Yeah.
no,
you can run. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's not yours. It's what DNA tests are for.
Jesus. So that one is tough, man. It's just like,
Okay, I know. At least AOC will kill her kid, but she's going to ruin the planet. But at least that baby, she's not going to ruin a baby.
well, anyone with those kind of views, it's just like, yeesh.
I get it. Yes,
I mean, that's hardcore religious shit.
that's a boner killer.
That's
what that
boner
is.
crusher is what that is. Like,
Yeah.
under no circumstance.
Yep.
But I can't even be a little sloppy on a drunken weekend. Not once.
Not
I don't
once.
get one
Don't
freebie.
mix up. Nope.
Not one. Yeah, that's tough.
It's a real conversation you got to start having in the dating world these days.
Right?
Where do we stand on this?
Yeah. So, I mean, I get one do-over, right?
So, Roe versus Wade, huh?
row your boat. What are we doing?
If you got to feel them out, you got to know what you're getting into.
Well, AOC, part of the so-called squad, as we know.
Self-proclaimed.
Exactly. Appears on the latest cover in a striking navy blue suit. Okay. The cover text promises...
Smart pantsuit.
Yeah, right? God, women's clothes sucks, doesn't it? Can't you wear a sundress? Just be adorable.
Wouldn't that be great?
The pantsuit.
It'd be so great.
Who looks good in a
I'm a
pantsuit?
huge fan of the sundress.
Oh, the sundress is so fucking great.
The best.
Gust of wind is all it takes.
It's
One
not even-
gust of wind.
Not even.
Yeah. Kelly used to love to wear the sundress. And it was just like, oh, it's the fucking best, man.
Weak spot.
Yeah, mine too. I didn't know we had a shared weak spot for the fucking classic sundress.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's anything weird. I think that's a pretty standard weak spot.
Yeah. They whoever made that originally, Mr. Sundress,
Yes.
Mr. Dress,
Yeah.
or Ms. Dress, whoever made that came up with that was spot on.
Well done. Well done.
Very well done. They promised in the cover text a conversation about masculinity, power, and politics in a post-Roe America. I hold two contradictory things at the same time, she says. One is just the relentless belief that anything is possible. Okay, that's fair.
Sure.
You know, I like to... I don't believe that as much now. I'm a little older and wiser, and I understand that not anything is possible, you know. I used to think, well, maybe if I worked really hard, I could slip into the NFL. I don't think that's really... I mean, I'd have to really fucking get at it.
Yeah, that window's closed.
You think?
Yep.
Completely?
Yep.
I mean, if I really worked hard,
You couldn't even get on a coaching staff in the NFL.
I couldn't get on a coaching staff in a Pee-wee league. So she, bullshit like that. Oh, yeah, anything is possible. At the same time, my experience here has given me a front row seat to how deeply and unconsciously, as well as consciously, so many people in this country hate women.
It's such a broad statement.
It is, isn't it?
I don't
Isn't it
think
insulting?
people hate women, like in general.
Some women.
Now, yes, lots of women, certain kinds of women,
Yeah. Bitch.
but not just women across the board. Just because you got teats and a vag doesn't make me hate you.
No, makes me love you.
Yeah.
You got to earn being hated.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to Stacey Abrams up proper for me to hate you.
Yep.
Like, out the gate,
yeah.
I adore you more than anyone.
Nothing but love for you, girl.
Absolute love. So, how many people...
And you opened your mouth.
Yeah. So many people in this country hate women, and they hate women of color.
No, here we go.
Some, Joy Reid. You know, I can hate that woman of color.
But it has absolutely nothing to do with her being a woman or color.
No.
It has to do with what comes out of her fucking mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why is that so hard to understand? And by the way, just saying, like, you have to acknowledge, I can acknowledge, like, abortion should be legal. That's my personal opinion. I don't have the relationship with God that a lot of people do, who are really fucking staunch about this, who are Tudor Dixons about this, you know. But I can understand the difference between my body, my choice, and the fucking body inside of you. And going, okay, that doesn't mean I hate women if I want. I can understand that argument. I don't agree with it, but I can at least give you the benefit of the doubt that I'm not broad brushing and hate all women if I vote like, no, that human life matters too. And so let's protect that innocent life. That innocent life didn't do anything. Can at least understand the argument.
Yeah, sure.
She can't acknowledge that. It's just a blanket how much you hate women.
Of course, because you can't concede an inch on that side.
Right.
You are
on
all, it's all or none.
On this topic, I don't think you can concede an inch on either side. I suppose you and I concede an inch, like
I can.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, true.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's fine. You're welcome to have your own opinion of what it is and how you feel. It's fine. There's no right or wrong, and there is no absolute.
Yeah.
There is no. It's not math. There's no fucking right and wrong answer.
Yeah.
Just what you think is right and wrong. Mm-hmm. So how loud you want to get about it is up to you.
Yeah. I stay kind of quiet about that one. I understand it's not much
fun because you don't really have a dog in the fight.
Yeah, I do, but I don't. You know, it depends. I'm not willing to go to bat for that one. You know, there's so many other things I care about.
Exactly right.
You know, who's going to start for the Niners, Garoppolo or Trey Lance? Like, that's more important than abortion, obviously.
Yeah, Trey will until they lose 3 or 4 games in a row, and then
I saw a tweet today. Guaranteed Jimmy Garoppolo is a starter by week 10. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd bet on that one.
Yeah, I'd take it.
Yeah, I kind of think so too.
By week 10, yeah.
Yeah.
I would take it by
for
then.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
Whether it's injury or describing her harrowing daily drive to work on Capitol Hill, she fears she may be killed within weeks or even days simply because so many people hate women.
She is such a professional victim.
Dude.
It's fucking astounding.
It's offensive.
It really is. I mean, just an absolute professional victim.
I don't think this is a person who drives. This is someone who would get driven to work with security.
Yeah, she had to get rid of her Tesla, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She was all pissy because of Elon Musk's shit on Twitter that she's getting rid of her Tesla.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Good move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah, they're voting in like the Kia electric as the number one electric. It's like, okay. So you're mad at Elon Musk, so you're going to take the number one electric car company in the planet off the market, so to speak?
Yes, exactly.
Sure. So she fears she may be killed within weeks or even days because so many people hate women. People ask me questions about the future, and realistically, I can't even tell you if I'm going to be alive in September.
Well, and again, if that were to happen, it would have nothing to do with you being a woman.
Yeah.
Nothing. Zero.
No.
None.
Not just being a woman. What would it have to do with
being a twat?
Yeah.
That's it.
And that weighs very heavily on me, that she might not be here in September. And it's not just the right wing. Misogyny transcends political ideology, left, right, center. The politician is dubbed by interviewer Wesley Lowery as the political voice of a generation. No, she's the political voice of a small section in New York, in the Bronx or whatever. That she would not get national praise.
No.
At all.
If she wasn't
runner.
If she wasn't hot, you wouldn't even. No one would talk about her.
Exactly.
So it's funny how it's a double-edged sword for her.
Yeah.
You know, she.
Right.
Everybody thinks everybody just wants to affect me. Yeah. Well,
if she looked like Rashida Tlaib, we would not be having this conversation.
No, exactly right. No.
No offense, Rashida. I'm sure you're a big listener.
Oh yeah.
But Ilhan Omar's a weird one.
Why?
She's kind of hot. She fucks her brother, but other than that,
no. Again, that's
not your jam.
No.
Not at all. There's something kinda.
She's too cunty.
Oh yeah, no, I know. But I mean, if it was just like a random,
I don't know.
you bumped into her in a bathroom at a bar.
I don't know. I'd have to see her undressed, I guess.
Yeah, I think you'd be surprised. So Cortez, to the progressive left, Lowry writes, Cortez is the best and possibly last, depending on how quickly some combination of fascism, religious fundamentalism, and climate change comes for us all. Jesus.
Yeah.
Chance, a source that things get better in climate change comes for us all. Chance, a source of hope that things get better in their lifetimes. She in April got engaged to Riley Roberts, discusses her concerns about spending her life with a white man.
Oh, boy.
It doesn't end. That's why I pulled the story.
Oh, my God. I know.
Worrying about the difficulties of a multiracial, multicultural relationship. Can I be brutally honest?
Please do.
I see the difference between black and white. Everything else just seemed like sort of white. Like Ocasio-Cortez, she was just a cute girl.
Yeah.
Mexican girl, I didn't think anything of it. This
Not brown to you? You don't separate the black
I mean,
from the brown?
I do now because I'm forced to. I never did before. I understood the culture differences.
So it's just the blacks and everybody else to you? Is that what you're saying?
I understood like Asians.
At least they're not black.
Well, don't bring one of those home. Asians, blacks, and whites. And then you had like a soup of everything else.
All right.
Where it was like you could make distinct differences between black people, white people, and Asians. You go, oh, okay, I get it.
What about Indians?
Again, they're Mexicans.
All right. Fair enough.
It's the way it was
all
to me.
Shades of brown?
Just all kind of shades of brown. I didn't look down on them. I didn't think I was above them. I didn't think they were above me. None of those things.
What about the black?
Nah, I didn't think that either.
Okay, just checking.
You try. The black SUVs are pulling up again.
I just wondering where you were going with that one.
No, honestly, my whole life growing up, it wasn't like, shit. Nah, I probably shouldn't say that. My whole life growing up, I never looked at other people as like someone I couldn't ask out. I remember asking a girl out in maybe freshman year of high school. She's hot as shit. She was in Teen magazine as a small local model. She was Chaldean and hot as shit. And I remember asking her out, and she was just like, no way. It can't happen. My brothers and my father would disown me. I'd be murdered.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? It was the first thing that race ever entered the equation where it was like, I don't know if she would have wanted to anyways.
Yeah.
But it was like,
not an option.
Absolutely not an option. Like, and you see, in Middle Eastern countries,
it was just
people
an
get
excuse.
Stoned at maybe. But I was kind of cute back then. I was all right. I wasn't a fat piece of shit.
No, I know quite a few Chaldean families in Middle Eastern, and that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going out with a white
Jews
boy.
are hard to break into. It's hard to break into that club.
Yeah.
But I would date a Mexican girl. You married one.
Yeah.
Like an idiot.
Yeah, I know.
But so I guess
I don't recommend it.
Ocasio-Cortez, I would have looked at as just another. I wouldn't have looked at her as anything. No. I would have thought, she's probably mostly white. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares? And who cares?
Once you're born here,
yeah, right.
We're all American.
Yeah, and she's from New York. You're really worried about biracial couples in New York?
I know.
Really?
That's it's comical. The woe is me that comes out of that bitch's mouth.
Yeah.
It's tragic.
But of all her troubles, AOC claims her own political party's treatment of her has been the most disappointing. After her
How about
election,
your performance once on the job?
Yeah,
AOC?
We'll get into that in a second.
Okay,
we'll
good.
see how you did there.
All right.
After her election in 2018, Democrat House members gave her the cold shoulder. It was open hostility to my presence, my existence. Since I got here, literally day one, even before day one, I've experienced a lot of targeting, diminishment from my party, and the pervasiveness of that diminishment. It was all encompassing at times. I feel a little more steady on my own 2 feet now. She feels despised in her role. Imagine working a job.
Because even though you don't belong there.
Well, hold on. I think there's a couple things at play here. One, she's a threat to power.
Yeah.
She's young.
Yeah.
She's very good looking. Nancy Pelosi's 81 years old and haggard as shit.
Right.
And Nancy's the boss. And AOC doesn't want to play by her fucking rules because she's in her 20s or whatever.
Absolutely.
So that is butting heads with your party leadership. Instead of Nancy's used to everybody just falling in line and going, wherever I take you, you follow like the Pied Piper.
Of course.
And the squad doesn't play like that. But the squad does play like that. They cause dust-ups and all this.
It's all said and done. They just get in line.
They get in line. And that's the sad reality of it.
They just make sure they get a little coverage out of it first.
Exactly. We're Twitter stars. You know, we're Insta stars is more important than anything. Imagine working a job for your boss, and your bosses don't like you, and folks on your team are suspicious of you, and then the competing company is trying to kill you. So Republicans are trying to kill her, and everyone in her pay. You know what? There's a saying, T, that a lot of people believe. If everybody across the board, all walks of life and all coworkers and constituents hate you, maybe the problem isn't all of them.
Of course.
Right?
Of course. That transcends all relationships.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not the problem.
Here's the reality, too. For people that were big squad fans, what are there, 8 of them?
I don't know. I know the 3 that I can't stand the most. I don't know who else they've added to the roster.
There's a handful of them, each uglier than the one before. But you got Ocasio-Cortez, you've got Rashida Tlaib, you've got Ilhan Omar. Yeah. There's a bunch of them, and they actually held because things were so close and tight as far as the votes go. They actually held real power this time. Mm-hmm. Now, when Nancy Pelosi, you know, she had to be voted in by her constituents to be Speaker of the House. Otherwise, if they couldn't agree on someone, it would go over to the Republicans, and they would have that, which would be unprecedented. Yeah. Where a group in power had the control and fucked it up. These clowns, the squad, could have fucked that up. And what I mean by that is they ran on Medicare for all, right? Medicare for all and $15 minimum wage. Yeah. They could have held her feet to the fire for that. Jimmy Dore does extensive coverage on this. If you want to know more about it, he can explain it way better than I can. Mm. But that's a couple examples right there where you ran and promised and blah, blah, blah. You could have withheld your vote. You could have. Yeah. And forced Nancy Pelosi to put it to a vote, if nothing more. Promise us you'll put it to a vote. They didn't. Mm-hmm. It wasn't put to a vote, and here we sit. No Medicare for all. Yeah. No $15 minimum wage, which a lot of people agree with on both sides of the aisle. So. Sure. There's that.
Yeah, with inflation and things like that, cost of living.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
You don't even want to look at the electric bill. Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's crazy. Oh, yeah, I saw they were about to hike it up again. Something like that.
As an electrician, can't you help us out with that? Can you fix that? Can't you get us free electricity?
Yeah, sure. I'll talk to God.
Can't you do some like Inspector Gadget type shit and rewire some stuff and hook us up for free?
Not meters anymore.
No? You could do it before, though?
Yeah, the old ones you could.
Yeah.
In fact, a guy I used to work with, rest in peace, Rick. Yeah. He had an issue with his meter. Like he had paid, this guy didn't look like Wilford Brimley, this old guy, old timer, like very set in his ways. His bill didn't change month to month for forever. All of a sudden, they started billing him like 3 times the amount. He's like, "What the fuck? What changed? Nothing happened. Why am I paying 3 times as much?" Like, "Oh, well, that's what your meter says." Well, then there's something wrong with the fucking meter. Then went on for a few months, kept billing him like that. He's like, "I'm not fucking paying you that much. You know, there's something wrong." They came out, didn't change the meter, said, "Nope, check meter's fine. It's on you." So fought with them for a while. And then got to the point where all he would do was, he knows that they go around and they check all this stuff during the day. So he would go to work all day, and then he would come home, and then after he would come home, pull out the meter, flip it upside down, stick it back in. The Ferris Bueller effect. The meter would run backwards.
No.
Yeah, because it would be running the opposite way through the meter. And so it would roll back. And in the morning, he'd get up and go to work, and he'd go out, flip it back, put it back in the right way, and it would run fine. And he was like, "Fine, I'll get my money back one way or the other."
Yeah, and that worked. They didn't catch on to that. Like,
nope, never did.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. I feel like it wasn't that long ago that they changed us to these new meters.
Yeah. Now you can't do anything anymore.
No, there's always a hack.
There's always there are some ways.
Now you need a nerd involved.
No, I could blindside it, but I won't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wink. I gotcha. Like the way you roll, son. God, what a terrible story. I don't know if we've talked about it yet. The Billionaire Heiress.
Oh, no. I'm unfamiliar.
Out for a jog. Married, 2 young kids, like 37, 36 years old.
Okay.
And
I'm betting not bad looking.
there's a problem here.
Okay.
There's multiple pictures.
Okay. Conflicting?
Some of the pictures, yikes.
All right.
And some of the pictures, okay.
All right.
One looks like a 6-head.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then other ones, she looks great. And they keep showing ones. Her name.
What's her name?
Her name is Eliza, Eliza Fletcher.
Okay.
Cleotha Abston Henderson, the man accused of kidnapping and murdering this school teacher, Eliza Fletcher, in Memphis, Tennessee, has, of course, a long and violent history.
Wait.
Yeah.
She's a school teacher?
Yeah.
You say she was a billionaire heiress?
Yes.
So confused.
Yeah. Doesn't have to do shit. Doesn't have to work at all, but chooses, and it's adorable. This
There's your fucking 6
you know what I'm talking about?
Okay, yeah, you're absolutely right. These are very, very conflicting pictures.
Can you pop them up?
Sure. Here, let's do that. Because
I feel like such a dick.
no, you're absolutely right. I mean, fuck is that? Hold on. Okay. So, right? I mean, so case in point here.
Yeah.
Here's 6-head.
I feel like such a dick.
Yeah,
dude.
I listen. You just reported.
But then the family picture down there.
And then look at here.
Yeah.
we're looking good.
She's great.
Yeah, that's good.
She made a video that's gone viral of her talking to her kindergarten class and just talking about how much she misses them and loves them and can't wait to see them next because of COVID.
Yeah.
And it's
oh boy,
it's super genuine and heartfelt. You know,
yeah.
You can tell she's got a passion for teaching.
Yeah.
You know, not like the criminal element of the teachers union we're seeing play out every day in news stories. This is someone who genuinely wants to be with kids. She's the heiress to $1 billion fortune.
Okay.
You know, her grandfather started some company. His name was Orgel, J. Orgel Inc., something like that. Joseph Orgel, tycoon, wholesale tycoon.
All right.
Hardware wholesale tycoon. So it does $3 billion annually. She's the granddaughter. She certainly doesn't have to work, but she's got this husband, and the stories that are coming out like every year on her birthday, he writes her a love letter about how, you know, how much she's changed his life. Means it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And then you see the fucking pile of shit that, I mean, just savage. She goes for an early dawn jog before the family gets up, before she's got to go get the kids to school or ready, whatever. She's going on a jog, and this dude stalks her in an SUV and jumps out, grabs her, smashes her phone, and throws her in the back of the SUV. She's dead within an hour, sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
You know, the whole works. And you find out this 38-year-old man has been charged with first-degree murder and perpetration of kidnappings, especially aggravated kidnapping and tampering with evidence. Thing about these sexual predators, it seems it doesn't matter how much time they do. John Kelly, he's a criminal profiler and psychotherapist, he said, when they get out, they're right back on the hunt. His criminal record history began when he was a teenager, included convictions for aggravated assault, rape, and kidnapping.
Oh boy, off to a rousing start.
Real art case going here, huh?
Yeah, no doubt.
Absence served 20 years in prison for kidnapping a lawyer at gunpoint when he was 16 years old, forcing the lawyer to withdraw cash at multiple ATMs. He also committed a juvenile delinquent act of rape against an unnamed suspect when he was 14.
Classy act.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really fucking productive member of society right here.
They haven't got much information out of him. He's not talking. It comes a day after her body was discovered on the steps of an abandoned home. I thought it was in a dumpster, but they're saying an abandoned home.
Same thing.
Yeah. Fletcher, whose abduction was captured on surveillance footage, was out for a dawn jog when he grabbed her, forced her into the dark SUV.
Oh, so there's video of the abduction itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not seen
It's
that.
kind of choppy. I don't know why these aren't all 4K cameras.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It seems like we're far enough down the line that dealing with grainy or choppy video is a thing of the past.
Should be.
She was the granddaughter of the late hardware wholesale tycoon Joseph Orgel III, founder of the privately held Orgel Inc. The company's sales annually $3 billion. Her body was found 7 miles from the crime scene, where police on Friday found her water bottle and smashed cell phone. His DNA was found on a pair of shoes known as slides.
Yeah.
What are slides?
Like the
running shoes?
No, the slippers, basically. The flip-flop kind of things. You know, like the Adidas ones that are just like the solid strap over the top. Like shower shoes kind of thing. It's like you wear for soccer, like the slides. Those are called slides.
Why
you
would
just
she...
slide your foot in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd like those. I have that pair of Under Armour ones.
Sure.
Yeah, blue and white. I'm sure you've seen them.
Okay.
So why would she be... Are they claiming she was jogging in those?
I do not know.
Because that doesn't make
Don't know any of the story, but those are what slides are.
Yeah. That was left at the crime scene near the University of Memphis. His GMC Terrain also matched the vehicle in surveillance video. He was seen cleaning the interior of his car. Monday focused on an area, their search, not far from Abston's brother's home and a dumpster police towed away. This I thought was interesting, too.
What kind of dumbass does this shit in his own car?
Right.
Steal a car.
Yeah. Steal a car.
You're gonna go, like, rape and kill somebody?
Yeah.
Steal a car.
Yeah.
Don't be a moron.
Makes a hell of a lot more sense, doesn't
Wouldn't it? Yeah. I mean, if you get caught, what's Grand Theft Auto? You really worried about that?
Yeah.
Extra charge?
Over murder of an heiress to $1 billion fortune? Beloved school teacher,
Murder's just murder, kid. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. True.
Doesn't matter who you kill.
But it's going to get headlines when you murder the fucking heiress. Yeah. If this was just in New York and it wasn't the heiress to a billionaire, it'd probably be like, oh, he had a troubled upbringing. Let him go on $2 bail.
It was just a dude that just whacked some prostitute.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to make headlines.
A neighbor of Abston's said that he once asked her for sex, also propositioned other women in the apartment complex. When women were around, he would sit in the truck and stare. He was a weird pervert.
Yeah.
One of the quotes I read the other day, and game respects game. Mm-hmm. I don't, nothing about this guy's existence, makes me feel good.
Sure.
But he had a history of sitting on the stoop at the apartment there, and like a cute chick would walk up to go into her apartment, and he'd be like, hey, I'll give you $100 to fuck.
Yeah.
And I've never tried that move.
Worst I can say is no.
Yeah. Or go, asshole.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess that technically isn't that soliciting prostitution. I think you'd be committing a crime there.
Yeah, but again, this is he said, she said shit.
That's true.
I mean, unless you recorded it.
Yeah.
And what are the cops going to do if it wasn't followed through? If you just said it?
Right.
They're not going to do shit. I mean, talk about a nothing crime. How often do you think that works?
None.
And now, obviously, it depends on what the guy looks like. If Brad Pitt were to walk down the street,
you watch.
Yeah.
Probably think it works all the time if you watch nothing but Pornhub.
Yeah, true. But if you did it to 1,000 women on the streets,
yeah,
you think you'd find one kink monster who was like, let's see what you got, big boy?
I think it depends on what you look like, too.
Yeah.
If you're some fucking creep fat piece of shit, it probably works 0% of the time.
Yeah.
So
if you got
a puncher's chance, you never know. Like, hell, I'd have blown you for free, but I'll take $100. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know.
The family is forced to come out and make a statement. We are heartbroken and devastated by this senseless loss. Liza was such a joy to so many, her friends, family, colleagues, students, parents, members of the Second Presbyterian Church, and everyone who knew her. Yeah, it's sad. These stories are. Yeah. I feel awful, but I just can't imagine. The thoughts never ever once crossed my mind. Believe it or not, I've actually done a little bit of jogging and walking.
Yeah.
In my time, a few miles here, a few miles there.
You never thought you were going to get abducted and raped?
Never.
Killed? No.
No. Never worried about a car slowly going by in a neighborhood or on a beaten trail.
Yeah.
Never.
Listen, it's a big difference in this world between being a man and being a woman.
Yeah.
It's not lost on me.
Yeah. Doesn't mean it couldn't happen to me.
Oh.
But, yeah, I imagine, and, maybe girls email us. If you have those thoughts, I'm assuming most of you do.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what some of the concerns
inbox.
are.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's got those stories. You can only imagine what women go through on a daily basis of just
looks.
Yeah, just the comments, the looks, the vibes they get from people, because it's one thing for us to check out a girl, right? Some of us do it better than others, but
dude, I don't care as much as I used to.
It's not even so. It's not going to give me checking out a girl is not going to give them like a creepy, rapey vibe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm not giving it that look. Right.
I don't think I'm giving it that look.
No,
either.
That's not what I meant. I mean us is in general.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of this world that just throw creepy fucking rapey
What
vibes.
does a creepy rapey vibe look like?
I mean, listen, it's probably in the eye. Like you see a girl and you kind of just, you're like, you all right, and then there's the, right? There's a big difference in that. When all of a sudden you're like,
oh shit, I'm gonna follow through with this shit.
Just heavy breath, like just staring at the tits and something, like not even making eye contact.
Yeah, Patrice O'Neal talked about that at one point about sitting down eating an ice cream cone at the mall, just watching bitches tie their shoes, and just like, oh yeah. He's like, that was enough. That's all I needed.
Yeah,
that's all I needed.
That's my boy Chuck was back in college. Like Tuesdays, I think it was corn dog day, and the fucking he was sitting.
No, that was Patty. Patty Cakes was doing Tuesdays.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Patty.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Tuesdays, bugs. It's corn dog day
at
Western.
Sit down there. That's right. That's who it was.
Yeah, we'd go up
Sorry,
there.
Chuck.
Yeah, don't do that to Chuck. And
it was Patty. That's right.
Yeah, and he would go into the cafeteria and watch women
I'm not
eat
sure
corn
Chuck
dogs.
wasn't in on corn dog day too.
Hey,
up at OU.
I wouldn't put it past you to tell fucking Chuck what Patty was doing.
Possible.
He could have joined. Yeah,
just watch girls eat corn dogs all day.
How great was that dude? Patty Cakes. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Remember Steven Seagal night? He'd sit and he was roommates with Jay at Western, and Jay and I come in. It's
I haven't thought about Patty in a long time.
It's like 10 o'clock at night, and he's sitting in a beanbag by himself, drinking beers, and his hair is jet black, and it's all slicked back, and he's watching Steven Seagal movies by himself.
Seagal night.
Seagal night up at Western. Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, there's a big difference out there, and like I said, I mean, I can only imagine how creepy guys can be.
Yeah.
Without even necessarily intending to be.
Yeah.
There's just those creepy, rapey looking guys that are out there, and they could be totally harmless, but they're throwing that vibe out.
Yeah. Well, there's something to, I don't know if you remember, T. We did a story about a guy in a bus. It was a black guy in a bus. And he was jacking off on the bus, kind of
jacking
it. And this white woman is sitting next to him, or a seat over, and sees what's going on.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, she starts screaming at him. The rest of the bus is getting involved, and he's just fucking blank. He's blank. And then if you pay really close attention, they didn't even blur it. You can see him nut.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, oh, and then he fucking snaps out of his zone.
Yeah.
Like, what?
We've all been there.
and I wonder if that fucking attack a jogger vibe is the same thing. Like,
that's the next level.
Well, yeah, obviously, but you're talking about someone who raped someone at 14, kidnapped a lawyer at 16.
Yeah, I mean, there's clearly issues there.
Yeah. But I wonder if it's that same kind of zone. Like, as soon as you bust,
like, you're like, oh, time to clean the car.
Oh shit! Reality comes flooding back to you.
Clean the Trailblazer.
Yeah. No, what do they say? There's no more fucking romantic a man's gonna get in the 5 seconds after he nuts.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
It's the most you're gonna get out of him. Baby, we should get married and shit before he fully snaps out of it.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a small window.
Yeah, it's a very small window.
Indeed.
Closes quick.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get you a towel, baby. My bad.
Get your own towel. Hey, everybody. The excitement continues at Zot Ford as more 2023 Ford vehicles become available for custom ordering. As of today, you can custom order your F-150, Ranger, Expedition, Explorer, Edge, Bronco Sport, Transit Van, and Connect. And coming soon, the Super Duty Maverick and Mach-E. Plus, when you order from our friends at Zot Ford, they're going to lock in $1,000 in rebates plus 2.9% financing. As always, the best way to support the show is to support our sponsors. So give Gabara and his team at Zot Ford a chance to handle all your automotive needs. You can still get $500 in free accessories if you take delivery by the end of last month. Find details and see their growing inventory at dealsinthed.com and tell them we sent you.
Very good. Please go check them out. They're good dudes over there.
Good old Steven.
Oh, yeah. Anthony. I love Anthony. Steven. They're all good dudes. Speaking of the Mach-E, did you see East Post?
I saw he went to
Wrigley.
Wrigley.
Yeah. Wiggly, as he put it.
Oh, jeez.
His post. He went to Wiggly Field.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Our boy's all grown up. Huh. And he's off for, what did he say? He's going to be gone 2 months and then back for a week and then gone another month?
Yeah, something like that.
So
yeah,
he's going to be gone for a while, which will make some emailers happy.
Mm-hmm. Some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might be getting sick.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Keep that shit over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm starting to get a little warm.
A little clammy?
A little bit. A little bit.
All right.
You know those very, very initial feelings of might be coming down with something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those just hit me during that read.
Excellent. Yesterday I felt like I was dying.
I got to be honest with you. I didn't think you were going to make it yesterday.
Yeah, I was
like for the rest of life.
It's possible.
Yeah,
it
was
crossed my mind.
Watching you. You weren't drinking at all, but you were like, I got to get something to eat before we go. And watching you go from the fridge to the counter to the fridge to the stove, and it was like. There were like 3 times I was like, whoop, whoop, you need a hand there? You need a kickstand,
Almost
T.
went down a few times.
You need a kickstand, T.
Yeah.
You look like you were struggling a lot. It's why, I often tell my mom and stuff, I'm like, I can't bitch to Troy. He doesn't want to hear it. He stomachs it because I'm a pussy. But I know how much fucking pain he's in, and it's just, I apologize in advance.
It's okay.
You look much better today.
I feel much better today.
Yeah.
Well, I feel better today. We'll leave much out of it.
You look a lot better.
I feel great from the waist up.
Titties up
today. Yeah. I'll give it up to the waist.
Huh?
Bottom half is shot.
It's shot for both of us. Sucks.
Oh, those shoulders are not doing well.
My shoulders are fine. I feel like I can throw a 50-yard fucking bomb right now.
I couldn't throw it 20 yards right now.
Really?
My arm would snap.
It's all right. You're the tight end anyways.
I'll
You
catch
fucking catch everything over the middle.
Damn right.
Media giant Cumulus, one of these that the way the media does things nowadays, thanks to Ron Reagan. Where you could just buy. It used to be you could only have a few stations in a market.
Yeah,
now
buy
it's
up everything.
Yeah. So Disney owns everything. Cumulus, iHeart, or is iHeart Cumulus? They might be, but whatever.
It all just funnels up.
And so they end up. Cumulus owns 400 radio stations around the country.
Yeah.
But when they do good, I want to reward them with compliments.
Okay.
And Cumulus has done good.
Have they done good or have they done well?
They've done gooder than they usually do.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
Well for them.
I would say that. They cut ties with Podcast Movement, the trade association that vilified Ben Shapiro last month for simply appearing at a recent trade show. That
amazing.
Was that the dumbest story of the month?
Yes.
Like you could pick.
Yeah. I mean, to act like there was anything even there is comical, let alone the multiple apologies that sent out and the triggering that people had over it and the uproar.
The fear. Someone's actually afraid of, like maybe if his children are afraid of him, you could go, okay, to him, he's a giant. Right. To them, he's a giant.
Yeah.
Anyone else on planet Earth that's afraid or fear from Ben Shapiro needs to just be deleted.
Unless you're like a Palestinian.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Cumulus, the owner of over 400 stations, has syndicated Shapiro's show through its Westwood One subsidiary since 2019. I would think they would go they do Westwood One for radio. Podcast One would be the other. But the company took exception to tweets sent out by Podcast Movement apologizing for his presence at the August 24th event in Dallas. The tweets claimed harm had been done to event goers.
Oh, my God.
Simply because he had briefly attended. At Cumulus Media, our tenet is that every voice matters, and we support conferences and trade events where differing political viewpoints can be expressed and received with respect. As such, we were dismayed and disappointed by their handling of the reaction to our partner, top podcaster, and conservative talk leader, Ben Shapiro's mere presence. After giving the leaders of Podcast Movement sufficient time to appropriately address their misstep, we are disassociating from Podcast Movement, including canceling our 23 sponsorship plans.
This feels like a fucking time for a slow clap. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well done. Finally somebody got something right.
Did you notice the subtle thing there, too?
Which part?
After giving the leaders of Podcast Movement sufficient time to appropriately address their misstep.
Yep.
In other words, we didn't have to do this.
No. We gave you an option.
Think about that the other way.
Yep.
Think about that being the other way. Would anyone give anyone that window of opportunity to correct?
No.
Fuck no.
It's immediate, swift,
yes.
Harsh.
Done. Canceled.
Yep.
The group wrote in its apology that his presence caused harm to some in attendance. Hi, folks. We owe you an apology before sessions kick off today. Yesterday, Ben Shapiro briefly visited the expo area near the Daily Wire booth. Though he was not registered nor expected, we take full responsibility. Yeah, it's funny. I believe they've taken that down now.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why they would have taken that tweet down.
It's amazing how this stuff's starting to disappear.
Yeah. See that time and time again where you make a bold statement, stand by it for a little bit, and then you get your teeth kicked in and you delete it.
Well,
I don't think I've ever deleted a tweet.
Problem is there hasn't been a lot of teeth kicking lately. Not going that direction anyway.
Well, there's starting to be more and more pushback. Libs of TikTok is where I see this mostly.
Yes,
because you get these blue and purple-haired idiot asshole teachers, making these huge videos about, I don't need consent from fucking caregivers to raise my kids in my classroom, and I'm going to teach them about trans, blah, blah, They go on and on. They expect that their little fucking window of 5 is going to see it. Libs of TikTok platforms them. Those always get deleted.
Yep.
They always delete those, which is what I see more times than not.
Of course.
So that's sort of pushback they got with this because of its frank absurdity. You know what I mean?
It's insane.
This is what happens, by the way, when you have woke toddlers running your Twitter feed.
Yeah.
Expect more of it.
Well, that's true. And they should have, maybe they wanted to address it. But, like, hey, we understand that, offended some people. We're sorry for that. It wasn't planned. We get it. But, they went above and beyond. Like,
yeah. I think they had 3 or 4 apologies.
Multiple, yeah. Kept going, and, people that were hurt.
Yeah.
Fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, the pain caused.
Oh, my, get
will
out
stick with us forever. Remember that one? The pain caused.
Of course.
Yeah. It's insane. And
it's pathetic.
I don't know if there's, why you would even address that. And by the way, as far as I've heard, and maybe you've heard different, as far as I'm aware, there was one person that logged a complaint about Ben being there.
No, I haven't. Yeah.
So it wasn't offended people. As far as I know, it was one asshole. Mm-hmm. And what a pussy that clown is. You know who you are.
You do know.
Shame on you, pussy.
He is not listening to the show.
No, of course not. But, that's what I was led to believe anyway.
You know who that pussy is. You tell him we said he's a pussy.
Tell him he's a huge pussy.
Giant pussy.
Yep. He's afraid of a little boy with a yarmulke. Fucking Ben Shapiro. What is he, 5'3"?
Yeah.
120 pounds?
About what he stands for, Michael.
Yeah.
He's not physically imposing. Because he knows you can't debate him.
Kathy Griffin?
I
will say this. Kathy Griffin might be the one example in Hollywood history I can think of where someone was so hideous with plastic surgery actually got better looking.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Is that a fair statement?
That's I'd have to think of any other examples, but yeah, that
right? I think that's a brilliant statement by me.
Yeah, that's
she was historically heinously ugly.
Yep.
And is now
go back to the Pulp Fiction cameo.
Oh yeah, she was in the street when they got in the car accident, right?
Yeah.
With Butch and is it Vega?
Marcellus Wallace.
Marcellus Wallace,
yes.
Yeah, and he gets up and starts shooting, and they all
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and she had way uglier versions than that, too.
Yeah.
They probably souped her up a bit for that. A little bit.
Sure.
A hair.
Yeah.
Not much.
Not much.
She's back in the news. Last time she was in the news was when she was fired from CNN. What do you got to do to get fired from CNN?
Was that holding the Trump head?
Yeah, the Trump
yeah.
head. She thought was going to be this huge thing, and even Anderson Cooper was offended.
Yeah.
She tweeted yesterday, she claimed the only way to prevent civil war is to vote Democrat in future elections.
Is that it? That's the way. Okay.
That's the way.
All right.
Griffin shared her thoughts
Just get
in
in
a tweet.
line.
If you don't want a civil war, vote for Democrats in November. If you do want civil war, vote Republican.
Oh, okay. Well, easy peasy then.
What are we doing, Kathy? Honestly, does that not... That's really bad.
Yeah.
That's really fucking bad. And Kathy, I don't think you're going to...
That's actually not even the worst thing people have said.
I know, but it's more and more prominent people, like even lending credit to this voice that just was off the table forever. I'm not saying people on the right don't offer. They might very well offer, can't wait to go to civil war. Like maybe, but this is a pretty prominent voice talking about this shit. Critics appeared just as impressed with her assertion of imminent civil war as they were with her staged Trump photo, the headless one.
Yeah.
So you're threatening civil war from the left if you don't get your way. I thought Biden just said we were the violent ones. Mm-hmm. If the choice is being crushed by nasty totalitarian deviants or civil war, well, ... So you're threatening war if the election doesn't go your way and Democrats do not win. We know the threat is not idle. We've been living through your civil war for 6 years now. We're used to it.
True.
It's a good point.
It's not bad.
I don't think the left would like that civil war.
Probably not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think that would go like as planned because I'm trying to think of my most liberal friends. They are, when it comes to guns.
Bit pacifist-y.
Yeah. You know, when I think about, maybe Grabo's got a gun, I wouldn't put that past him. Not like he's going to be hauling ass and killing people.
Right.
Raj wouldn't touch a gun, I wouldn't think. Isis, think of those types of guys.
Yeah.
They're not grabbing guns. And some of my friends on the right, on the other hand,
locked and loaded.
Yeah. I actually have friends, dude. You're not going to believe this. That are in raffles right now to win guns.
Really?
Yes.
There's no way.
I swear to God, that's to the level some of my friends are.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're actually paying money for the long shot that they could win like an AR.
Well, there's only 1,000 tickets sold.
How do you know?
And there's 10 guns
How
available.
do you know?
I think it's amazing.
Do you get the whole lot, or is it
No, it's one. There's 10 winners. Everybody gets, and each one gets a gun.
So they draw per gun?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you can't be
10.
like, oh, I'll take the 6 hour.
For the record, this is some ones. The hillbillies I work with. I'm into another one that is for first place in this raffle is for half a cow. Fucking half a cow.
Dude, you get into the most interesting shit.
I know. I love
I swear to God, you come home every day and you have something more absurd planned.
So
the day before.
I got a chance to win half a cow, but on the bright side, it comes with a freezer to put it in.
That's so beautiful.
I know, because I wouldn't know what to do with it if I didn't.
What does half a cow and meat look like?
I don't think it's like fit. I think it's all processed. So that's your ribs, your steaks, your hamburger, your
filet mignon.
Exactly, all of it.
Boy.
That's
When do we find out if we won this?
I'll check the dates on it.
Yeah.
But then another one. These are all school raffles for up in the
really.
Yeah, for their schools. That's what it's
for. Where? Like at the UP or something?
No, God no. Up, like St. Clair up that way and K-Pac and Marine City and all that.
Which
stuff
one?
up there.
If you could have your choice to win the half a cow with a freezer or a fucking AR,
I'll take the AR for sure.
Really?
I'll take any of the guns for sure.
Really? Even a little handheld?
Yeah, why not?
Because
guns forever. Cow. I'm gonna eat that. And it's gonna be gone.
Yeah. Well.
Freezers forever.
A good Glock will cost you $700, $800, $900.
Yeah.
I think mine was $1,000.
Okay.
What? No, believe me, you can spend a hell of a lot more than that.
Kidding.
What does a fucking half a cow cost?
I have no idea.
In fillets and ribs and
No
burgers, it's got to be hundreds of dollars.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's probably $1,000.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But you asked me, I'd rather win the gun than the cow.
All right.
But I'll take any of it. Maybe I'll win all.
Can you imagine?
And they were only $10 a piece, the tickets. I might go get some more.
Yeah, I might even jump in on that.
Increase my odds.
Yeah. Someone wrote, terrorism, noun, the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians in the pursuit of political aims.
Ooh.
Boy.
Weird how that works.
That sounds kind of spot on, does it not?
Hand, meat, glove.
This is wrong. Crazy Hollywood lefty threatening civil war if Dems don't win. Sadly, this is today's left. Angry, hateful, and violent, said Senator Ted Cruz. I can't disagree with that.
Yeah,
I know they see us the same way, and not us. I don't feel like I fit on the team.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
But I mean, history has proven itself.
Yeah.
Who's in the streets? Who's burning down cities?
I know, but why is that not seen? I don't understand that. I'm asking a rhetorical question.
It's because
I understand that, but
it's because it's how it's portrayed. It's not
right.
It's not called a riot. It's called a peaceful protest.
Right.
The real fucking ugliness is not portrayed unless it's police reacting to the situation, and then it's plastered all over the news.
Yeah.
And they don't act like this is an acceptable reason to do these things for whatever the cause may be.
Yeah.
It's propaganda is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's justifying that behavior.
Yeah.
And encouraging
it's just sad to me that Because I know when you get into a room with someone who believes differently than you, you find way more in common. It's not fun to sit and fight with someone in person at all. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So having just regular conversation about whatever, Mike Massey texted me the other day, and he's coming out with a version. He said not to release it or anything, not that I would have, but of Silent Lucidity. Mm-hmm. And if Mike texts me about Trump or something, I'm going to do my best not to engage. It's not worth it.
Right.
He's not going to see the way I see it. I'm not going to see the way he does. So I try to find common ground when we have it. So he did this unbelievable rendition of Silent Lucidity with backup vocals that he and two other guys are doing. He had all the fucking background parts, instruments. Like, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I wanted to share this with you first. Just finished mixing this. I know you're going to hate the ending, but blah, blah, blah. Please don't make it public. I was like, okay, so I listened to it. Of course, I was bitching about in Silent Lucidity, how it doesn't say that at the end. And I feel like Jeff Tate owes me that.
Right.
Like, he fucked me on that lyric. So it doesn't have it because the original song doesn't have that.
Sure.
And I was like, motherfucker, you're triggering me, It's that. He's like, I tell you what, I've never done this for anyone before, but I'm going to go back into the studio and remix a version and include that just for you. And he sent it to me not a half hour later.
Really?
And it sounds perfect.
Nice.
And it includes...
It should have been right there at the end. It should have been the close of the song.
And it's like, Mike and I can see eye to eye in that shit where we'll never fucking see eye to eye in politics.
And you used to be able to disagree.
Yeah.
And you can't anymore.
Yeah.
It somehow, your political affiliation defines you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're associated with, and that's how you're seen and how you're portrayed.
Yeah.
And it's tragic.
Yeah.
It is. It's going to be the fucking death of this country.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
And it will be. And it's going to be, and I do believe there's going to be, it's crazy because a year ago talking about this, I was jokingly, we were talking about Civil War.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh yeah.
But what would a civil war look like?
We've had this conversation.
Yeah, I know.
And
it made sense when you had a defining line between the South and the North.
I don't know. I don't know if it's state to state. I don't know if it's neighbor to neighbor. I don't know if it's just red and blue. I don't know if, like I said, my hope of hopes is that if we do have a civil war, it's because the fucking wool's been pulled back. And people see how they've been getting played and manipulated by the elites and by the government and by the media, and that's the revolt. That it's from the bottom up. That it's the people taking the power back.
Yeah,
that's
I don't know because
they're not people against people because all that is that's what they want.
Yeah,
that's what they're driving for.
You mean shaking the jar?
This is not by happenstance. This is not by accident of where we are right now. This is being driven into people's minds.
I think China's playing the long game. Mm-hmm. And you to put it into context, I remember talking to Jin about this. China's not a country. They're an empire. Thousands of years old.
Yeah.
They had an opiate crisis that devastated their empire for 200 years longer than we've been a country.
Yeah.
Okay? So they can play the long game for hundreds of years to get their goals accomplished about what they're trying to do as a global leader.
Right.
So we're the babe at the fucking park right now. And I don't think people have any idea what a global economy is going to look like. We are so fat, rich, and spoiled in this country. All of us, I'm including people on the left, people on the right.
Of course.
It's, we have a certain way of living, and I don't think we have any idea the game we're involved with right now.
No.
And just how fucking evil these people are.
It's true.
It's scary, man. It's really, really scary. But we're busy fighting about, dumb shit. Ben Shapiro showed up at a fucking podcast thing. So Jennifer Lawrence is taking shit today. She did a new interview. I used to love Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
I think she's a great actress.
Yeah.
I think she's good.
She's fine.
Yeah. Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Joy, was that one of them?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe.
Played some Silver Linings.
Okay.
That was good.
Silver Linings Playbook?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. I think that's it.
All right.
With, what's his name?
Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper.
Look at me.
Look at you.
Never even saw it.
Never saw it?
Fuck no.
Dude, it's great.
Okay, I believe it.
It's great.
Yeah.
He's like a fucking mentally ill Eagles fan, and she's a mentally ill fucking but they're both hot.
Okay.
They hang out. Yeah, it's great. It's
right.
great. Yeah, you should check that out when you have a couple minutes. Jennifer Lawrence admitted to having nightmares about Tucker Carlson.
All right.
Yeah, on a regular basis. Lawrence said that she's been trying to heal after feuding with her own family over politics, and said that recurring nightmares about Tucker Carlson had even been a topic of discussion between her and her therapist. Her therapist must have seen this thing coming a mile away.
I'm sure.
Right? You're having nightmares about Tucker Carlson?
Okay.
Holy shit. She's in Vogue, cover story, of course. She's got a new movie coming out. Critics took to Twitter to mock the Academy Award winner. This is hilarious and sad at the same time. Jennifer Lawrence admits she has nightmares about Tucker Carlson. These people are absolute lunatics. Ben Shapiro said, "Hey, Tucker Carlson, Jennifer Lawrence has been dreaming about you again."
Right?
How great is
That's
that?
all I get. You slipped into those dreams.
Royce Lopez, I don't know who that is, Hippo Juice Film, at Hippo Juice Film, shared a mashup photo of Tucker Carlson dressed as Freddy Krueger.
Nice.
Adding what Jennifer Lawrence sees every time she nods off. She also noted she's been at odds with her more conservative family members since the 2016 election, a rift that has only deepened with the Supreme Court overturning landmark Roe v. Wade.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is. I wonder where the rift is really coming from.
What do you think?
I know.
Yeah.
At least I shouldn't say I know. I just have a pretty good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the division is coming from one side for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do too.
You know.
They are scoffing so loud, though.
Yeah.
Wherever they're listening to this,
That's fine.
loud.
I've never dismissed anyone for their belief.
no, me either.
But I have been dismissed many, many times
Yeah.
for mine.
Oh, I've seen it firsthand.
I know.
You've got some good ones.
Oh yeah, plenty.
What some would call doozies.
Oh yeah, indeed, indeed. But
I had a couple doozies. Mine, the one that pissed me off was the chick that did listeners might have to remind me, but she had a art exhibit where it was all titties. I think it was just pictures of titties or
Sounds
dicks.
fabulous.
It was either dicks or titties. I can't remember. And I booked an interview with her. Blah blah blah.
I'll hold my whether that sounds fabulous based on which one it was. But yeah.
Well, she was either a super whore or really into. I can't remember what it was, but I had an angle that I was going to go down, and I would have been very respectful to her in my own way.
Yeah.
Like I would have. If anyone agrees to be a guest on the show, I will let them get their point across. I don't edit people. I don't clip them at all. I don't take them out of context ever. But we had an interview booked for a few days, and then she listened to the show. And was just like, "Fuck you, white masculinity, whatever." It was like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean I've lost lifelong friends.
Yeah.
Been unfriended on Facebook. People I've known my whole life. Things like that. And I am not overly political.
No.
In any situation.
No.
I have my beliefs. That's fine.
Yeah.
And
I drag you there more than you'd like to go.
Believe me, I know. Yes.
I'm sorry.
My least favorite of topics.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. But I'm just saying that it's that's my opinion of it. People can scoff all they want.
Yeah.
All I have in this world is my experience, and that's all that it's been. Is that I've never. I mean, I might think you're an idiot for some of your beliefs.
Sure.
But I'm not going to unfriend you for it. I'm not going to belittle you for it. I'm not going to treat you any different for it. I can respect that you have a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
As dumb as it might be.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about unfriending people and cutting people out of your life and things like that, lifelong friends, people that you've been stood up in their wedding.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah. I feel like I'm on the edge with a couple people right now.
Yeah.
And just haven't had a conversation.
Right.
And it's just kind of grown further apart.
So, yeah.
And it's just this weird
really
kind of in limbo place.
Yeah.
And I know some of the guys you're talking about, and it's sad. It's fucking sad, honestly, because I know how a lot of us grew up together.
Yeah.
And I know what we meant to each other. And it's unfortunate.
It is.
You know,
it is.
like,
It really is.
I don't have the same political view as you.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
God.
somehow that's where we're at. That a lifelong relationship can somehow be manipulated based on a political belief.
Right.
You know, now. That when that may or may not have been the case all along.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden it's a defining moment. No, that says more about you than it does about me.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, it doesn't matter. So Jennifer Lawrence says, I just worked so hard in the last 5 years. I worked so hard in the last 5 years to forgive my dad and my family.
For being conservative?
And try to understand. They're conservative.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're from the Midwest, Kentucky or some shit.
She has to forgive them.
Yeah. She's tried.
Yes.
Very, very hard to forgive them. and tried to understand. I would argue you have not tried to understand. You're an entitled little twat. Sorry. You're worth, what, $100 million? You're an A-list movie star.
Yep.
We all got the cloud hack and saw your butthole and all that. I'll never forget the guy in the big red sweater with the mustache. He was caught up in one of those. And you remember the guy that people made fun of him like crazy, and they went dressed as him for Halloween. He was at a Hillary debate.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever, that guy. One of his things when they like saw his chat stuff was, Jennifer Lawrence, I saw her butthole, and I liked it.
Oh, that's right.
It's one of my favorite quotes of all fucking time.
Absolutely.
And I liked it.
Yep.
So I think of that. So I work so hard. It's different. The information they are getting is different. Their life is different. I've tried to get over, and I really can't. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm just unleashing, but I can't fuck with people who aren't political anymore. You live in the United States of America. You have to be political. It's too dire. Politics are killing people.
I mean, okay, yeah, if you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it used to just be, tax base and size of government and things like that, that just kind of went down the line. Yeah, lean this way, lean this way. I agree with this, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But now you can't. You can't be in the center.
Saying that stupid statement,
It is moronic.
it's more politics are killing people. That's like the jogger we talked about earlier, the heiress billionaire.
Jogging is killing her.
Jogging is killing people, and trying to get everyone to stop jogging. It's like, yeah, you could find an example out there where that happened. It's tragic.
Right.
It's awful. Here's the other thing I'll say about this. As far as Jennifer Lawrence goes, and I'll still watch her movies. I still think she's one of the hottest chicks.
I'll still check out her butthole.
Yeah. I can promise you, and I would even bet on E's life this. I would bet E's life on this. She's never once in her entirety of life seen a Tucker Carlson segment. Not one. Not one.
Probably. I would disagree with that only for the fact that it's been weaponized by the left. A lot of his segments and things like that have been weaponized.
Okay, I'll give you that she's watching Joy Reid, and Joy Reid plays a slam cut of Tucker.
That he's the scapegoat,
But as far as sitting down and watching an episode, trying to understand what my parents are watching, I guarantee they're watching Tucker Carlson probably. It sounds like. If you were to sit down and watch it, what would your opinion be of an entire segment? I don't think it's quite as divisive as you think. I could be wrong. I remember having...
he's pretty divisive.
Yeah. He's been the same guy for 40 fucking years, man.
I get it.
I mean, he's smart. There's no doubt about it. He doesn't bring up arguments that most people would have disagreed with 10 years ago.
Yep.
I was over at G's neighbor's house in Arizona.
I do think, just on his thing one time, I think that he has a tendency to oversimplify things.
Sure.
For his point, that he can gloss over and he's very intelligent. I'm not taking anything away from him.
That's fair.
I just think that he sometimes just dumbs it down and oversimplifies things to make his point.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a bit disingenuous at times.
I think Hannity's worse. I think Hannity's way worse. Yeah. I think Tucker's much smarter than Hannity.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah. I think Hannity's a pompous fucking, thinks he is the cat's ass, is what he thinks. He can't wait to tell you about his fucking sparring partner doing jujitsu or whatever. Like, fuck off, dude. He's got to repeat the same shit constantly. Tucker doesn't do any of that stuff.
No.
So Tucker I have much more respect for than Hannity or Laura Ingraham or any of them. I can stomach them. I can watch them, but I can see, okay, your fucking bright red Republican is showing again.
Yeah.
Are we even trying here? But I was about to say I was having dinner at or lunch. We were swimming next door at G's neighbor in Arizona. They got a pool, and so we'd take Marshall over there and blah, 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 and have some cocktails and whatnot, sit down to talk. And, it was another example of how willing those people are to just blast off, no matter the company.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Amanda, the warden, can get them started. But then it was like, yeah, can you believe these dumb motherfuckers that watch Fox News and blah, blah, listen to these lies, and just going on and on and on. And I'm just sitting there. And I'm just like, okay, wow. And I was like, by the way, finally I just went, by the way, have you ever watched a segment on Fox News? Have you ever turned it on? They were like, absolutely not. Why would you? I was like, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. And it shows.
Yeah. Hi, Cece. How's your belly doing? Is your belly okay?
Feeling better, girl?
Come here, mama. Come here, mama.
Well, this part of the show is brought to you by Janet Davis Cleaners on Woodward and Berkeley. It's family owned since 1938. They offer free pickup and delivery. Things only best environmentally friendly cleaning methods, meaning it's guaranteed odor free. This is a full service dry cleaners, casual clothes, work clothes, wedding gowns, as well as sheets, comforters, duvet covers, tablecloths, and more.
Well,
visit janetdaviscleaners.com or call them at 248-543-0340. Mention TDC, that's us. You can get $20 off your first home pickup for new customers only.
Shit. I have so many stories here.
I know.
Fucking A. Greg Henson just texted.
I saw him popping off on the...
Oh, really?
He
called me a slappy? Yeah. God damn it. Can't win, man.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I expect it.
Of course, that's fine.
It's fine. Should we do a Jason Momoa story and then do some email? I've got a shit ton of stories. We'll do maybe Friday or something. Or
Yeah, we can do something. Yeah, absolutely.
some exclusive content later.
Fair enough.
As long as we're feeling all right.
Definitely.
All right. Jason Momoa.
Aquaman?
Yeah, I like Jason Momoa.
I do too.
I think he's good.
Yeah.
I dig his hair.
I think he's one of those guys that doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, well, he gives a fuck about some stuff. Was he a wrestler?
I don't think so.
No, was he just a straight actor?
It's just, yeah, as far as I know. Yeah, he didn't come from like WWE or any of that stuff like The Rock or Cena or any of those guys.
Okay.
He was just a yo.
What other stuff was he in? Was he in? He's been in some big things, right? Besides just Aquaman.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a huge Momoa fan, but
Yeah.
I mean, I like a Samoa.
I feel like he's been in.
Let's see.
He
Go ahead.
he just shaved off his hair.
Really? For a role or what?
No, that would make sense. I'd be all for that.
Absolutely.
For single-use plastic items.
I'm sorry?
43-year-old Aquaman star revealed the reason for his dramatic haircut by posting a video on Instagram earlier this week. Aloha, everyone. Hand me those braids. Blah, blah, blah. You want to watch the video?
Sure.
I dug his hair, too. I got to be honest with you. That kind of dirty blonde. Looks like he hadn't showered in a couple days.
Yeah.
Rock star hair he has.
Well, let's see what you got here.
Hello, everyone. Hand me those braids. So, I'm shaving off the hair. Doing it for, oh, man. I've never even felt the wind right there. Do it for, single-use plastics. I'm tired of these plastic bottles. You gotta stop. Plastic forks, all that shit. Just goes into our land, goes into our ocean. I'm here in Hawaii right now.
Hawaii.
I'm just seeing things in our ocean. It's just so sad. So please, anything you can do
Oh, like shave your head?
to eliminate single-use plastics in your life,
Fucking.
help me. Plastic bottles are ridiculous. Bring your canteen, or now everyone's making the aluminum, which is fantastic. So
why are you doing this then?
aloha. We're gonna keep going. Oh man, shitty girl.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
I love you guys. Aloha.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Is this a story that just like you just have to get over yourself? Quit thinking you're so important.
yeah.
Like I get it. He's got a large fan base. He's
Sure.
an A-list actor, I think, right?
You know
He's
what,
A-list.
man? Listen, I am running down this thing, and there is shit on here.
Really?
I mean, there is shit.
Okay.
On here. I mean, nothing.
Aquaman. Is that it?
I mean, listen, there's a lot of movies on here. There's just not a lot of good movies on here.
Really?
Aquaman. There's some new stuff because it looks like there's a new Aquaman coming out.
Yeah. Weren't they? But that was where they had the petition going to get Amber Heard.
Oh, yeah, get that bitch.
Yeah,
out
the
of
bed
there.
shitter out of
That's
there.
right. Yeah. The Dune remake.
Okay. Dune.
Yeah, Dune. Like, yeah.
Is that like a Mad Maxy
Listen,
type
yeah.
thing?
Sweet Girl. Nature is Speaking. Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
that's Aquaman. That's another Aquaman.
right.
thing.
Right.
A Simpsons Lego Movie 2, original Aquaman.
Okay.
Frontier TV series. Braven, Justin League, Aquaman.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Venice. Not in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Sugar Mountain, The Bad Batch, Batman vs. Superman as Aquaman,
Yeah.
Drunk History.
Drunk History's a sketch.
It's just a show. He did an episode or whatever on. Another TV show, The Red Road, Debug, Wolves, Road to Paloma, Bullet to the Head, Game of Thrones he was in, Conan the Barbarian. He did he was Conan.
Okay, I remember Game of Thrones. I'm trying to remember.
He was called Drago.
Oh, yes. It's a great role.
Yep.
It's a fucking great role.
Okay,
I
sure.
forgot that he's the one that gives the dragon eggs to the chick, the hot blonde that always got nude and then stopped getting nude.
Yeah.
It's a great role.
Okay,
and he's great in that.
Yeah, but I mean, again, Johnson Family Vacation, Baywatch Hawaiian Wedding.
Oof. Okay, you can stop anytime.
Yeah, exactly. It's pathetic. Yeah, no. So there's that.
Yeah. All right.
So I wouldn't say A-list, but he's made his niche because of his looks and his size and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I wouldn't put him in the top tier of actors as far as talent.
He can draw a box office though, I would think, right?
For his size and his body and his looks and things. Yes. But again, I was talking about the arts.
Yeah. Let's do a little email.
All right.
Lady that doesn't want kids. I'm assuming this is
we had an emailer. This is a response to an emailer that wanted to get the hysterectomy or whatever tubes tied and wouldn't cover it because it was elective, and she may change her mind.
Doctors kept telling her no because you may down the road
might
sometime
change your mind. We're not going to do that surgery because you might change your mind. And
so it was kind of the opposite.
I don't think it was doctors wouldn't do it. I think it was the fact that insurance wouldn't cover it.
Oh.
You could still do it. Listen, you pay for it. They'll do anything.
It. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
And
doctors
so she
don't
was
care
saying,
where the money comes from, the insurance company or the patient.
So she was saying it's ironic because of the trans surgeries that they're just like green lighting, microwaving through immediately. Like, oh yeah, if the kid's fucking 14 and wants to cut his dick off, sure. That kind of thing is what she was like. Isn't that ironic? When I went into, because I don't want kids.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
It's like rain on your wedding day.
It is. Yeah. Yep. It's like a fly and something.
It's like a free ride when you already paid.
Yeah.
It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife.
Yeah. It's like getting blown in a movie theater by Dave Coulier. Wait. I think I got that wrong. I think I meant it's like blowing Dave Coulier in a movie theater.
Something like that.
Isn't it ironic?
Yeah.
Hey, lady, why doesn't your husband go get his shit fixed? It costs $750 and is outpatient. Heals in a few days. It's no big deal.
Mind your fucking business.
Well, it's another option.
That's all. Just mind your business. That's all.
Would you ever let him snippity snip you?
Yeah, I should have already have.
Really?
Yeah, I should have already.
That scares me.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just going to stop banging chicks.
Okay.
Instead.
All right, well.
I don't think I can knock one up if I don't bang them.
Yeah, well, Those
days are done.
It's more difficult, but never say never.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have done it a long time ago, and I did not.
That's okay.
I do not want any oopsies.
Let's see if you can figure out who this is from.
Okay.
The midterms. You guys are so cute to think that there was ever going to be a reckoning even before abortion.
Hi, Ed.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on.
Is this James?
Yeah.
That was not that was not the intro that I expected James to come in with. That's why. I expected it to be him. And then I saw the girth of that email.
I thought maybe
And then that was, you guys are so cute. That sounded like a Graybo thing to say.
Yeah.
Especially when it goes political.
Speaking of Graybo, I want people to know Hat and I placed the order for the member T-shirts today.
Okay.
I called Miko, talked to Miko and Scott.
Excellent.
And then Hat had a list of everybody. She was great, man. Hooked up everyone's name and addresses.
Yep.
Awesome on an Excel. And so Miko's like, give me the Excel. I'll put it all together, blah, blah, blah. And I saw Ed Graybo's name on there. So I want people to know that ordered shirts or have been members all this time. The shirts are coming.
Okay.
We've got the ball rolling. We'll get those sent out immediately.
Yep.
Radio4one.com is live. You can listen there, buy merch, T-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts. I actually broached the subject with them on hats today.
All right.
And apparently we're getting into a season where it's easier to get hats. They're still dealing with what's Pete Buttplug Buttigieg?
Supply chain issues.
Supply chain issues.
Yeah.
Yes, and they said coming into the fall, it should be easier to get trucker hats and the not the fitted, the flex fit, and stuff like that. So he's like, Scott and I will put something together and color schemes and blah blah blah, and you and Troy sign off on it, and we'll throw those up in the store. So those are coming very much sooner than later. The Amazon link, and you can buy T-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts there. Those are there right now. We love them. We haven't had a single complaint about them.
Yeah, really,
which is great.
Yep, very good quality.
Please use the Amazon link, especially as we get into the fall and deeper into holiday seasons. Amazon link, Amazon Canada, MyPillow. Just use promo code TDC. Groupon, link to our Patreon page where you can become a member. We certainly appreciate all the support. We need it, and so wanted to put that out there. They've been cheating their balls off for 200 years, most recently 2020. Nothing's been fixed, nor will it be. No American vote counts. They will lie, cheat, and steal to keep us peasants in our place. And the problem, if more than half of us peasants are too retarded to see the scam and fight on a united front. Case in point, just look at your listener base. About half of us are Americans and use our brains. The rest are just residents and follow MSNBC, CNN, Fox talking points. It's over until lead starts flying.
Oh, boy.
Okay, Kathy.
Right?
Jesus Christ.
Another vote for Civil War.
Yeah. He doesn't have the reach. I mean, we give him a small platform. He doesn't have the reach of Kathy Griffin, but if lead starts flying, which I pray it does soon, then the 3% of us will have a slim chance to take this great nation back. You'll know we're on the right track when you see politicians and bureaucrats stumbling about with their skin suits dangling from their ankles.
Yeah.
It's
a bit extreme for me, sir.
A bit extreme for me as well.
Yes, I hope it does not get to that point.
Yeah.
I don't know that anything can happen or change without getting to that point, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I really hope that that it doesn't get to that point.
Yeah, I do too. I think honestly,
because what's so civil about war anyway?
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
One man. I can't remember it. God, I used to be able to recite that whole thing too. You know what? I have my doubts about the election. Honestly, I do. I cannot imagine. And this is from my perspective as a cisgendered white male with all the privilege on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Who watches enough Fox News to know what they're saying. I cannot imagine the scenario where all stops will be pulled to make sure. I don't know if it will for the midterms, but to make sure that Trump cannot get elected or under any circumstance, no matter how many votes go his way.
Yeah.
We weekend at Bernie'd the current president dementia that's in there now.
Yeah.
That dude didn't leave his basement for a year and won 81 million votes. It's asinine on its face. Yep. It makes no sense. It never did. Lots of people felt that. I could pull up 10 minutes of straight Democrats talking about Republicans stealing this 2016 election. So don't give me that shit. Get on your high horse about people bitching about the election. It felt weird. It did.
Yep.
And, to James' point, is anything going to change? If you think you're taking down Hitler, well, then why wouldn't everything be on the table? So I don't know. I have my doubts. It should be a clean, clear ass whooping in November. That's what it should be. It should be a runaway like we've never seen before.
Yeah.
That's my cisgendered white male privilege speaking.
I gave you guys the keys to the car, and you've just fucking banged it off the rails all the way down the road.
Exactly.
So time to take the keys back.
Exactly. Okay, we all have that fucking relative who gets a little up there in age. You got to take the keys away.
Yep.
It's time to take the fucking keys away.
Exactly.
Lizzo story from Adam. Hi, peoples, or Hugh peoples. Something y'all glossed over in the MTV Lizzo story. The prize is called a moon person. It's not a moon man anymore. Of course. Probably an old story I must have missed. He's absolutely right.
I did not even catch that part.
I didn't either.
It does not surprise me in the least.
I remember reading that when Lizzo was up there giving comments and we did the story because some black guy attacked her for being fat.
Right.
Remember that story?
Yeah, Ari Spears.
I remember stumbling over that line in Ari Spears. Mm-hmm. I remember stumbling over that line about Moon Person Award because it made it sound like that was her song. And I read it twice, but now it makes sense.
Gotcha.
They're calling it a moon person instead of a moon man.
Yeah.
The award.
Oh, you can't assume that statue's gender.
Exactly. All right, should we wrap it up there?
Okie dokie.
I'll hang on to these. I'll save that for tomorrow.
Yeah, keep something in the chamber for tomorrow.
Something. Yeah, continue to email. We love reading your emails. I get a lot of people that tell me how much they love the email segment.
I do too.
Even when you think it's something stupid or blah, blah, blah.
You never know.
Send it along. I love reading them.
Exactly.
Walters at DetroitCast.com. And with that, we will call it a day. Thank you, T, for being here.
Bid you adieu.
Bid you all adieu. We'll see you tomorrow.